Hey guys, good to see you again. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to talk to you today about another way of comparing fractions. Yesterday we talked about comparing fractions with the same denominator, which is my favorite way to compare fractions. Because if we have the same denominator, we just compare the numerator, and the bigger numerator is the bigger number. I love that. Whenever I see fractions and I see comparing, I always look right at the denominator so I can determine if I have to go any further. So if you're comparing them with the same denominator, just compare the numerators. Today, though, we're going to talk about comparing fractions that have the same numerator but different denominators. So that means the top number is the same, but the bottom number is going to be different. And we know the bottom number is I'm going to give you a second to tell me. The bottom number is the total number of parts. So a bigger number on the bottom means a smaller part. And that's kind of the hard part about fractions, because bigger numbers as a denominator means smaller pieces. So let's get started. So let's start with 1/6 and 1/4. So I made this pink paper so you guys could see it. 1/6, 1/4. Gotta hold it where you can see it here. All right, take a look at my model. I drew a circle this time, and 1/6 and 1/4 are shaded in on these models. So if you were eating pizza, and this was your pizza, and you were super duper hungry, which would you rather have? 1/6 or 1/4? I'm going to give you a minute. Decide, write it down. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, show me. I'm going to write my answer. So who would win? The 1/4 would win. The 1/4, even though the fourth is a smaller number, it's the bigger fraction. Because if it's only into 4 pieces, you get a bigger piece each time. So we call these unit fractions when we're just talking about one piece. All right, let's try another one. Let's say you and your friend go to the store and you buy like a big Airheads. You know those big ones. Those are good. I know you guys like those. I've seen that. Okay, so you buy those Airheads. You buy a big one. Now, would you want to have 1/2 of the Airhead? Or would you want to have 1/12 of the Airhead? Both of the numerators are 1. Let me write it down. 1/2, 1/12. So you're very hungry. You've walked to the store, and your friend says, "Would you like to have 1/2, or would you like to have 1/12?" Well, if you're super hungry and you love Airheads, I think I know which one you would pick. So let's write that down. 1/2, circle, 1/12. All right, I hope you wrote it down too, so you can use the space to compare them. All right, I'm going to give you a second, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, show me. Guys ready? All right, 1, 2, 3, show me. Yes, 1/2 is a lot bigger than 1/12. So see how both of the numerators are the same. They're both 1. But 1/12 is a much tinier piece than 1/2. I think most of you would go for the 1/2. I think I would. All right, what about 2? Let's do 2 as a numerator. All right, over here, I put 2/3 and 2/5. I used our fraction strips, and you can do the same thing. So find 2 of your thirds and 2 of your fifths and lay them out like that. So here I got 2/3 and 2/5. Let's do the same thing. Say it's a candy bar, maybe a different one. Or, a bag of Takis. So would you rather have 2/3 of a bag of Takis, or would you rather have 2/5 of a bag of Takis? Think about that for a minute. Write up your comparison. 2/3 greater than, less than, or equal to 2/5. All right, so write it up like this. 2/3 greater than, less than, or equal to 2/5. Put the right sign in there. Remember, the alligator always wants to eat the bigger number. He's greedy, just like we are for Takis. All right, let's do 1, 2, 3. Show me. I'm going to write my answer. You write your answer too. The alligator wants to eat the 2/3. Look, they both have the same numerator. It's both a 2 as a numerator. They're both 2 parts out of the whole. But 2 out of 3 is way bigger than 2 out of 5. Yep. If I had to get a bag of Takis, I would rather have 2/3 of it than 2/5. I think I would rather have all of it. But if I could only have a part of it, I'd pick the 2/3. All right, let's do 1 with 3 as a numerator. So here I have 3/4 and 3/8. So let's say you had to walk to school. And you walked 3/4 of the way, and then some of your friends stopped and picked you up and took you the rest of the way. Or you walked 3/8 of the way, and then a friend came and picked you up. Which one would have made you walk farther? All right, let's write it up. 3/4, 3/8. 3/4. Comparison circle, 3/8. See how I did that? 3/4 compared to 3/8. All right. All right, now you have to choose which one would have walked farther. The person that walked 3/4, the person that walked 3/8. Which person would have done more walking? Okay, I'll give you a second. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I gotta write my answer. I know you guys all got it right. 3/4 is greater than 3/8 because if you walked 3/4 of it, that means you walked 3 out of 4. But if you only walked 3/8 of it, that means you only walked 3 out of 8 pieces. And something in 8 pieces is much smaller than something in 4 pieces. All right, let's look at the slide that I got here. You guys ready? All right, let's make it big. Boom. Okay, so now take a look at this guy. I know my head's in the way of part of it, but you can kind of see what's going on. So this one asks you 5/8 versus 5/6. So give yourself a minute to write it down. If you have your whiteboard, use your whiteboard. If you don't have your whiteboard, use whatever you have handy, like a piece of paper. I'm going to write it down on my whiteboard. I'm not going to make the picture this time. I'm just going to look at this picture. 5/8 greater than, less than, or equal to 5/6. All right, clearly they have the same numerator, but not the same denominator. Let's look at those shapes. 5/8 and 5/6. Which would you rather have? 5/8 of a pizza or 5/6 of a pizza? All right, choose your answer. I picked one. So either way, you're going to get 5 pieces. But 5 out of 6 is bigger pieces than 5 out of 8. So 5/6 is the bigger fraction. Let's do one more. Been too long since we've done slideshows, guys. I forgot how to advance it. All right, I got another fraction set here. This time, this one shows, let me move my head so you can see a little better, okay? There, now I'm kind of out of the way. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and 4 of them are selected. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the second shape, and 4 of them are selected. So our numerators are both 4. So let's write it up like they did. 4/5 or 4/7. Well, let's take a look at that. You guys see what I wrote? You need to write that down too so you can practice. 4/5 or 4/7. Well, if I look at the model on the screen, I can see that if I have 4 pieces out of 5, wow, let's think back on our candy bar. If those 2 are candy bars and somebody says, do you want 4/5 or do you want 4/7? Thinking they're going to trick me because 7 is a big number, I would say, I don't think so, because I know how to compare fractions by comparing with the same numerators. So I know that 7 pieces is smaller than pieces of 5. So I would rather have, okay, give you a minute. I'm going to pick my answer. You got yours? Did you write it down? All right, 1, 2, 3. Show me. 4/5 is greater than 4/7. Okay, so friends, when you're comparing fractions that have the same numerator, you need to look at the denominator. A bigger denominator means a smaller piece. Can you say that with me right now? Because it's really kind of counter mathy to us. So a bigger denominator means a smaller piece. So with the same numerators, you don't want the one with the smaller pieces. You want the one with the bigger pieces. So you always want this one with the smaller denominator if they have the same numerator for your greatest. I know that's kind of confusing. Go to your book. I think your assignment is page 377 and finish the lesson. And I think you guys can figure it out. Draw a picture on your whiteboard if you can't, or even better, use your fraction strips. All right, thanks you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I know this stuff is confusing, but just give yourself a minute and you're going to get it. Talk to you soon.